to say that I'm excited, well, let me back up. First, I want to say thank you for the flexibility with my multiple back and forth of time frames. Um, so I appreciate you guys being available. Very excited to talk to you too. And so, with that being said, would you guys just do a quick introduction and your name and who you are and your business?
Well, I am Eric Marshall and co-founder and co-owner of Marshall Lawn Solutions, and this is my wife.
I'm Michelle Januzzi, and I am part owner and co-owner of Marshall Lawn Solutions.
The better
Yeah,
the better
the
half.
boss.
Yeah, this is the CEO, all the C's and all the O's. She just
Well,
cracks the whip.
yeah, she keeps you in line, right?
Very true. Very
Trying.
true.
Well,
So
like I said a little bit earlier, super excited to talk to you guys. I was thinking about this, Eric, before I called you today to ask for another favor of bumping it 30 more minutes. We met in February, but it feels like ages ago.
yeah, it definitely does, and it's this having my service area just kind of just it just pretty much filters so much stuff for us, and I'm constantly getting emails and updates, and everything is it just kind of comes together for us, and I'm truly very happy about it.
Yeah, when
Well,
we met you in February, we were on the brink of just kind of getting spread too thin.
Very thin.
And so it was a great thing that we actually met you when we did, because we were experiencing rapid growth, very, very fast growth. And this, my service area has really helped us narrow down our focus and control some of that growth so that we can still continue to provide, quality services while expanding and not spread ourselves too thin. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's just been,
that definitely came into a big factor of I was I was going everywhere, and I was talking to people miles away from me, and 30 45 minutes, and I was like, I don't know, that's a pretty long trip. And now with this, this mapping, the maps, I mean, you're not in it. I'm sorry, I can't, I'm only one guy.
so
So
true. And for the audience, so I attended, or we, all of us
yep,
attended the Lawn Care Life event back in February that Jason Krill and Paul Jameson put on, which was a fantastic event. I'm gonna try to go again this year or next year. Are you guys going? You plan on
oh
attending?
we
yes,
are.
yep. We
We
already
will
have
be
our
there.
tickets and our flights and our hotel. We are ready to go.
Awesome. Are you guys staying at the same
Planner.
hotel?
Yeah, the same Marriott as
Yep.
last year. Yeah, the
Yep.
event hotel. Yep.
Yep. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to make that one as well. I'm not 100% sure just because I'm switching up things a little bit, but the main thing is because of a possible family trip in February. So, but anyway, I definitely want to get back because good things obviously turned out from that event, and meeting you guys and sitting at the same table and just talking, and here we are 6 months
It was
later.
meant to be.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. You're
It was
exactly
meant
right.
to be.
So let's start with how'd you guys get in business? What were you doing before the lawns Marshall's Lawn Solutions? Have you always been in lawn care? What's the backstory there?
So I was never in lawn care. I was a mechanic for 22 years, an auto mechanic. I owned my own diesel repair shop, kind of, I own my own business of working on vehicles. And it just got to a point where, I was I was getting tired of working on vehicles, just all the new stuff coming out. And I was just getting frustrated with a lot of things. And, my lawn, I've always been fascinated with my lawn. And I basically started transforming my lawn, and then basically neighbors kind of, hey, what are you doing to your lawn? And I had people coming up to me. I got people still to this day. I still have people walking by and then taking off their flip flops and like, what? Oh, that is real. you know, you know, um, and then it turned out to be helping out neighbors. I was just kind of giving them some advice, and then my good wife here said, this could be an opportunity. I was traveling sometimes an hour going to work every morning, and then sometimes with traffic, it would take 2, 3 hours coming home. I mean, it was a nightmare. It was just hours of my life that I would never get back. And then it turned into, we kind of started our business, and what was it?
We set our goals really low. We just decided the first year we would do it part-time on the weekends.
Yep.
And so we would both go out together and work together. And I think our goal the first year was something like 15 lawns. We had it set really low just to see what would happen. And it was amazing. We had just a tremendous response from not only the customers that we had, but the people who saw the work that we were doing.
Yep.
And then by the second year, we grew triple that. And then by that point, we really had a decision to make whether or not Erik was going to leave automotive full time and just make the leap of faith. And that's what he did last March.
So. Last March or February, I took the leap of faith and never looked back. And my toolbox is in the garage, and I don't even open it anymore.
So when was year one?
Year one was
2021 is when we founded our LLC. And 2022 is when we really got working. And then 2023 is last year when we went full time.
Was first full year. And then this year has just been cranking. It's been busy. And we've grown so much. And we went from a small amount of customers to a large amount. And just kind of really helping narrowing down the neighborhoods has just been a big thing for me. I used to kind of go everywhere, and it just turned out to be it was time consuming for me. So it totally stopped for me for doing that, and that, especially with her just saying, you need to stop this.
Yeah, my service area was exactly what I needed to help him stay focused. I was trying my best to help him be in the neighborhoods he wanted to be in, because in Texas, Central Texas especially, it's really harsh here. We're looking for neighborhoods and communities that have irrigation, because lawns just do not thrive when the water turns off. And
Mother Nature, June 1st, usually just done.
Yeah, so
but luckily this year's been a really good year. We had a downpour today, and unfortunately I got caught in it, but and it's just usually June, July, and August and September is just 100 degrees, and it's constant. And lawns that don't have irrigation just suffer. And I tried to eliminate that of targeting neighborhoods that actually have irrigation. And especially even with HOA neighborhoods, because you're kind of forced to take care of your lawn. Not a lot of people care about their backyard, which is totally fine. Not me. I love my backyard too.
You would think everybody would love their backyard as their own oasis.
Yes.
Yeah.
To cut off everybody else. But when Erik, when we were talking this afternoon, and when we were talking about, recording the video today, and you said, I don't want to be in neighborhoods where I know that they don't have irrigation systems. And I was like, holy cow, who would really think about that, as one of the pre-qualifiers to service that area. So I thought that was very, very interesting when it came to how you structure things and how you look at the areas that your customer is in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if we were to do that by zip code, just a broad, servicing our zip code, we would be scattered all over the place. Our zip code end to end, or actually a couple zip codes that are around us could be, 35, 45 minutes to get there. So, and not everyone's going to meet those qualifications of having irrigation. We do have a couple of neighbors in the area that don't have irrigation, but they've set up their own, and it's actually quite successful.
I agree.
It's kind of the rarity to have that. So
you don't see that very often. It's just like you kind of like pre-screen people. I've gotten to their house before, and then they got all these hoses with all these different fans and stuff like that, and for water, and I'm like, okay, you're committed, and
Yeah.
that's what I want. As long as you can water and mow, I can do everything else.
Yeah. And
Could that,
also,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, yeah, and we've been able to open up new areas as we start to see increase in interest. So areas where we didn't really have any customers before, we started to see an uptick in interest, and we were able to then reach out and contact everyone and actually establish new neighborhoods too.
So let me ask you this question from a business side and growth potential. Since one of your items of pre-qualification are not only an address, but also like irrigation, could you potentially bring on irrigation installs as a future branch, or would that be better off served?
It's just I don't. I mean, there is so much stuff that I do. It's just adding one more thing, and that's just I have a buddy that takes care of that, and I send it to him. He
Gotcha.
takes care of it. He appreciates it. It's just one more service that I don't really want to do.
And there's quite a few people in the area that are really good at it, and so our strategy has been to actually partner with people who don't provide the same service as us. Because certain things like lawn leveling, that's another big thing that yes, we could offer, top dressing or lawn leveling, but it involves a lot of extra equipment and expertise and some of the connections for the product for it. And we just partner with people for that kind of thing, and irrigation's the same. So, and we find that that's been a really good relationship for everyone. We refer our customers when they ask us about irrigation and lawn leveling, and they do the same. So
Yeah. That's this year I started offering dumpster cleaning because that's a big thing in the bin cleaning world. But I partnered with some guys here in town that do that, and it's a good relationship because I've got the marketing channel to attract that. They don't. So when leads come in, I funnel it to them, and then it's just I get rewarded, for passing along a lead to them, and it's nice.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about it at all, and it makes life a lot easier. Everybody works well together, and so what you guys just described is basically the same thing.
And it's nice. It makes our world bigger to have extra connections with people in our county, and we have good relationships too. So it's a win-win.
So talking about your business, and since I threw in, offering another service, is growth still in the game plan, maybe to bring on some employees?
It is. I just, I'm so OCD, and I think I like things my way, and I'm learning to be a leader, which is hard versus a boss. Boss can always point fingers and do this and do that, but a leader is just kind of in keeping those people, and I'm learning to do it. I'm not there yet. I guarantee I'm not there yet, but it is a commitment, and I have to make sure that when that dime happens, I have enough customers for him or her to be comfortable too.
Yep. We don't want to grow too fast. Definitely growth is in our future. We just don't want to do it too quickly. We want to make sure our baseline, the foundation is really solid, and that when we bring someone on, we can train them well and find the right person as well. So because we're not going to be in a position to compromise on the quality of our services, and that's a really big deal for us.
That's good. Yeah. Everybody runs their business differently, and there's not a right or wrong way. Because some people have a goal. I was talking to another bin cleaner last week, talking about their goals versus my goals, and they were talking about partnering with somebody and actually bringing in some investment. And I said, so you're getting ready to be an employee. When you accept that first dollar of investment, you're no longer a business owner, you're an employee.
Right.
Yeah.
And as entrepreneurs as we are, that's kind of the that goes against the grain of what we want to do. We want to be our own boss and blaze our own path and have our own failures, our own successes, and on our time, in our way, and and learn from those and go forward. So I completely understand.
Yeah, and it's a big investment too, not just in the time commitment and the training and the finding the right person, but it's the equipment too. We need another truck, another tank, all the things that go with it. And so we want to position ourselves well to be ready for that as well.
Yep.
Exactly right. So we've mentioned MSA or my service area. What other systems are you using to run your business?
Jobber is our primary CRM. That's where we're doing all of our incoming requests, our quotes, our invoices, our jobs are set up there. That's been our primary. We do use Yardbook some as well, but Jobber mostly. That's our other primary.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
And then QuickBooks.
Yes, and we have QuickBooks, and we have an accountant, luckily, that helps us out with all that. But I do get to go in on QuickBooks and pull reports and look at things and analyze to my heart's content.
And that's the CFO job right here.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's awesome when you see a husband and wife team that works so well together. My wife and I would end up killing each other.
Well, trust me, she has came out with me before, and I think she is probably I've worked her too hard sometimes, and I've kind of regretted it a few times too.
Well, there's always a good balance.
Yeah. I learned to kind of pump the brakes because I don't want to get stabbed in the middle of the night.
Right. Right. Now, question about your business. Now, are you working year round, or are you working, 9, 10 months out of the year?
12 months out of the year. My program pretty much starts the first week of January, and usually ends right around the first week of December. It's an 8-round visit per year. But after December, there's really not much to do. I'm fighting people's lawn decorations, and so let's just kind of nip that in the butt, and just because there's really not much to do. We're just kind of waiting for the winter to hit if we do have a winter. This year, actually, our winter was in January, and we had 4 days of 20 degrees, and then it was a week later we were in the 90s. So right. Who knows?
Yeah, we usually start around January 1st. And expected to go anywhere between January 1st to the end of February. So we give ourselves actually 2 months during that period, because typically we're always going to see about 1 week of real Texas hardcore winter, which basically brings things to a grinding halt. So we need to have that to account for our program, so that we can get everybody in that amount of time.
Yeah.
So
it goes below 30. I mean, everybody here in Texas doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, and when the grass is frozen.
Yeah, I mean everybody just kind of halts. Especially when it snows here, I mean we're just like halt. Everything, the whole state comes to a screeching halt.
That sounds exactly like Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
One flake and the grocery stores are emptied and everybody's not going to work and not going to school.
Yep. I mean, that would be nice, but sometimes people do got to go to work still, but
So, question, this is a MSA question. So if you had to describe life before using MSA and then life after using MSA, how would you describe that?
Well, chaotic would be before, and now it's more simple. I can see where the areas that I'm targeting. I can map out where I want to be and where I don't want to be. It just makes things so simple and easy for me.
Yeah, and it's a little bit like we've hired a virtual assistant in a sense, in that it has removed some of the time burden.
Yeah.
From the workday. So before, Erik might have been answering the phone or being on the phone with customers, sometimes 2 hours a day or more during the really busy season in the spring. And now all of that gets directed onto our website. And when people want to quote, they are clicking on that My Service Area, pop up, and it's vetting them right there.
Right.
And so that has really eliminated a lot of work for us.
Yeah, it definitely has. I've been on the phone so many times, and now it's just like,
Yeah.
just visit the website, and it just, it made things just so much simple for me.
And also, Erik wants to help everyone. I
Yeah,
mean, everyone. Like,
I am that kind of a person.
yeah. So I mean, and we've had people call, and they've had stories, and they're really asking for help, and he would love to help them. We would love to help them, but sometimes it's just completely unreasonable for us due to the distance.
Yeah.
And so that has really helped kind of soften our hearts a little bit when we don't have to have the conversation with someone.
Yeah. I mean, it's multiple times where I've had people call and said, they're in, nowhere land, and they're like, we really want somebody out here. Everybody says you're not servicing an area. We really, really would like to have you come out. And you're an hour drive from me. And I have nobody around you I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do.
So so it really helps. It helps a lot.
Yeah. It says no for you, so you don't have to.
Yeah. And if it's not easy for you to say no, then this makes it a lot easier.
It is very hard for me to say no. I'm a kind of a softie, especially when they give me stories, and I'm like, oh man. But now it makes it easier. They can go on the website, and so.
Yeah, it handles everything for you. So
Yep.
I'm curious. So with the traditional lawn care, that you guys got the spring rush, or they had the spring rush. In weed management and weed control, in fertilization, do you also have like a fall rush like lawn care does?
Spring and fall is our heavy season. That's when we'll start getting a lot more calls, or a lot more hits on on requests, and because everything's just kind of like, especially if you're not watering your lawn, everything's just kind of dead
in the summertime.
And then when we get back in the fall, starts cooling temps, we get more rain, everything starts growing again, and then weeds start popping up again, and then that's when people say, hey, I need help. So we don't really get much people usually. We see in the winter, spring, and the fall, not much in the summer.
Yeah.
So
our in the can cleaning world, we're in our rush, right? Because the summer, the heat, the humidity, the flies, our sales staff is out there flying around.
Yeah.
Laying eggs, and we get those maggot calls. So
yay for you.
Yeah, it's definitely, we're in the midst of it, the dog days of summer, that's for sure. So for anyone out there that is interested in the weed and fertilization business, what would you recommend as far as getting educated? Is this something that I should look at doing? What's the level of entry to get into this business? Can you talk about that as we wrap up here?
I would say from a business ownership perspective, to listen to all the podcasts for the industry. There are tons of amazing podcasts for lawn care, for weed control. Listen to them. Pick the ones you want and listen to them, because there is just a ton of information, and not just listen, but follow the advice. I would say that's my biggest piece of advice from running the business perspective.
Yeah. I mean, whatever state you're in, there's always Department of Agriculture, and they'll always have as much information as they can. Make sure you get your license, and learn as much as you can. There's a lot of stuff that I have tried on my lawn and go, oop, nope, that didn't work. Every product that I've ever used, I've introduced it on my lawn, and I go yes or no. I like to do that kind of scientific work versus I'm a hands-on guy, so I like to see results versus reading.
Also, we are doing continuous improvement all the time.
Yeah.
We have changed and modified our program slightly to offer better products, and we're not advertising that to the customer necessarily. We're not charging extra. It's just that we have found better products. And so we're just continuously improving as much as we can.
It's like evolving. Everything's kind of like evolving.
We want to continue to just offer the absolute best products and services that we can provide. And so it's always continuous improvement.
Yep. Like especially even with fertilizer, I've changed that a few times, but now I've finally found one that, it doesn't even react to water. And especially, I mean, it's great for Texas because of the summer, it reacts to soil temps. The warmer it is, the more it starts to release. And that's key for out here, because we bake.
Yeah. And so if I'm hearing everything that you're saying, also it evolves around customer service, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's being punctual and actually answering the questions, and just don't make something up. That's the main thing. Just don't. I think every customer can actually see through that if you make something up.
Yeah, that's been one of the main ingredients to our success, has been customer service. It's been one of our founding principles that we pride ourselves on, and we try really hard to get right. And so part of that has been in the software that we've been using. We do provide notifications prior to visits because we were hearing a lot of feedback that people were using service providers that were providing no notice whatsoever, missing visits, because they just had the gate locked or something. And so, we have notifications. We're very responsive with texts, email, phone calls. So, and we pride ourselves on that. When someone, they can reach out to us directly and just give us the weirdest long question, and it'll get answered, and we welcome that. So we always want to be there. We want to have,
that's true.
Answer the phone, answer the questions, because we have a frequently asked questions section of our website, but that doesn't cover everything.
Right.
People are going to have interesting or curiosities, and so we always want to be there to answer all those questions and provide knowledge up front. We do a sort of a newsletter via email that we send out that has relevant information for the season, just to provide that bit of like education and awareness and knowledge for our customers as well.
Okay. And some more maybe videos would help too, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I know. Yeah, when Michelle and I had spoken, I guess, gosh, it's been probably 3 or 4 months ago when we were talking about some MSA stuff, and Erik, I had told you this today, that the videos that you do, those short videos are awesome, and really think that you need to continue those. I know that you are, but and we're all busy because I try to do the same thing for MSA. I try to record videos and I forget, and so I get it.
I'm on them every week. I'm like,
oh yeah,
this is the thing you need to record.
This is a beautiful sunny day. You should make a video. Okay. And then as soon as I leave the door, it's like, what did she tell me to do? I don't remember.
That's funny. That's great. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. You do not know, it was, it was great, picking that table and sitting with you guys and meeting you guys, and now being part of the MSA family. It's greatly appreciated, and it makes me feel so good to hear stories like that when it's helping you. So I really appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're extremely happy.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, we'll cut it here, and I know you guys are getting ready to go on vacation, so safe travels. Have a great time. Enjoy your downtime. And I guess you guys are going to the beach, huh?
Yep. We're going to the beach.
And well, enjoy your toes in the sand.
We will definitely do that.
Yep, and hopefully we'll get to see you before too long, one way or another. So.
I'm going to try to go to LEL. That's kind of my main goal, because I can't be at Equip, unfortunately, and Equip is a conflict, and then the lawn care. And I guess I don't know what Naylor's doing with the LCR summit for next year, so I don't know about that. But with the lawn care, and by the way, Jason Creel and Paul Jameson, great event last year or this year.
I know.
I'm feeling like it's forever. I feel like
Because it was winter. It was winter.
It was winter.
Yeah, but anyway, great event. If you get a chance to go, I would definitely go and highly recommend it. You kind of heard a great, or not kind of, you did hear a great words from Erik and Michelle about it as well. But thank you guys again, and enjoy your travel and vacation, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Take care,
Chris.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.